Without blinking, Christina watches as the woman disappears before her eyes. Then the woman's voice sounds from behind her.
Such an overly righteous fool.
Christina doesn't have time to react. The woman's hand is already around her neck from behind. Her fingertips gently touch Christina's chin, tracing the curve of her throat downwards. Suddenly, Christina feels a strange numbness as something is drawn out from within her.
You dare to insult me? Thinking I'm as useless as you, a complete novice?
I love the music.
The word murderer can't define me, detective. The life and justice we see are different.
Her hand continues to move outwards, pulling out a budding crimson flower. The bud bursts out of Christina's chest, slowly stretching upwards.
Look, people can bloom. This is your flower. Take good care of it. Hurting it is the same as hurting yourself. I believe life is precious. Even the most ugly and despicable person can bloom beautiful flowers. The body and soul will become nutrients, nourishing the flower until it blooms. Only then is it a truly pure life.
That would suggest that the flowers that she's been creating, if a sinner consumes them, that's basically a senzuid. Not only is it a senzuid, it will also give them a Zenkai boost. Holy shit.
Yours looks like a naive and cute little flower. A sunflower? Or a daisy?
The crimson bud sprouts, slowly unfolding. A wave of nausea rises within Christina as the blood is being drawn from the ends of her vessel. She musters all her strength to squeeze out a question through her teeth.
What happens when the flower fully blooms?
It will keep going, blooming more and more flowers, just like the woman in the water, until she can't bear anymore. Life is powerful. The stronger the person, the more they can bear. I've seen someone bloom an entire garden.
I asked, what happens to those who have bloomed after their life has been drained?
Oh, that's what you meant.
A smile shows on her face.
When you're admiring a flower, do you care about the mud under your feet?
You bastard!
Fury surges within Christina, her hatred overcoming her fear, allowing her to reclaim control of her body. Ignoring the threat, she spins around and swings at the woman, who easily dodges. Christina then throws her canes towards where the woman retreated. Boom.
That's someone's life. What right do you have to distort and trample it?
This is who this is. This is the leader of Garden, or the Sinner Ring, or whatever her name is. She's the S-Class Sinner. That's why she couldn't be defeated by her. She's S-Class. The wall is shattered by the thrown cane. Dust fills the alley. The punctured sheriff's hat falls pathetically, the woman's figure vaguely visible through the dust. Her long hair floats around her, a deep red flower in her hand. She seems very pleased. A deep red flower? Did she pluck the flower that came out of Christina?
You got mad, huh? I'd say this is much more beautiful than your boring justice.
Christina's cane is still stuck in the wall behind the enemy. The strength she used in that strike has left her drained, or perhaps having her flower plucked has indeed robbed her of some life force. It's very difficult for her to move, and she grits her teeth in fury. That's an innuendo right there. I don't know if the developers knew what they were doing with that line, but that is hilarious. Having her flower plucked, that is hilarious. If you don't get it, it's like losing her virginity and what that.
Shut up, bastard! I remember now. July. At Erica Villa. The sheriffs had their lives drained by a sinner. Rahu said that a crimson thorn was left at the scene. You're the one who attacked Erica Villa. Who attacked Shalom! You're the leader of the Garden Sinners. The mentor of assassins.
The mentor laughs even
Shalom,
more.
huh? Are you really that fond of her? Perfect. Then you should play with me, too.
Now she has no chance of winning.
I don't have time to play with you. I'm going to... Ah!
A white blade plunges straight into Christina's left leg. She kneels in pain, completely losing the ability to move. What the hell is that? A door? Upon removal, the white blade turns out to be just an ordinary note. There are a few lines of small character inside. A garden deep where spring blossoms dive, emerald waters, the whispers abide on a night of rain. Fireflies glide by fractured walls, shadows of ruins reside. In autumn's prime, wine and meat gleam, gold and silver set the festive scene, as the year's end nears vast and wide, over dried up wells I alone stride. I ruined the fucking poem.
Blossoms dive. Could this be an assassination warning? So this isn't the only case. Are you planning to...
Is she not gonna kill Christina?
This is just the beginning. I made a promise for a grand bloom, and I will keep my word. When and where the next flower will bloom, and for what reason, why don't you deduce? The future great detective Christina. Treat it like your favorite detective game. If you can solve my riddles, I'll accept a commission from you. Any person you want me to kill, save, or spare, I'll listen to you. But if you can't solve them, you, your Shalom, the ones you love, many people will turn into blooming flowers to decorate my garden.
You!
All right, get moving. If you have time to be angry with me here, the second flower might have already bloomed.
The second? Could it be... Look! I found the first suspect! The owner of this suspicious phone number is a 48-year-old male called Nathan. The file says he's an East Sider, but his past is very suspicious. Please allow me to keep investigating.
The woman takes a luxurious phone out of her pocket and waves it around and throws it at Christina's face. Christina quickly catches it. The phone's screen is already shattered, and her intuition tells her that this is Nathan's phone.
Figure it out yourself. It's best to bring more people. Your talk of justice alone can't stop me. By the way, here you go, little detective. This is your flower.
She gently lets go. The flower pulled out from Christina's body falls to the ground. It is a tender flower that looks like a daisy or sunflower. Christina couldn't recognize it.
Marigold isn't known to be sunny, so don't force yourself to play the role of a justice hero. Challenge me with your true self. Then I might be able to expect something from you. This is a blooming period that has been brewing for 10 years. I've lowered the difficulty for you. You better win.
10 years. What does that mean? What happened in 103?
She doesn't respond, laughing loudly as she turns around and leaves. Christina wants to chase after her, but her body is blooming and injured and no longer listening to her commands. All she can do is yell at the figure that's leaving. By the way, I just remembered, the year in this one is 113. Right now, the year is 111 in North Korea, I believe. This is very interesting.
Don't run! You bastard! What did that mean just now? What does the case have to do with NF-103?
Further investigation of the case quickly yields results. Intelligence department regarding the other flowers that shouldn't have been present at the scene. We understand the reason for their presence. Central Park doesn't have daisies. which only blooms in spring. The intelligence department has searched the entire east side and finally found something interesting. Intelligence department: back in the spring of NF-103, a woman drowned here. Investigation ruled out homicide, but the photo from the crime scene at that time was quite interesting.